Oh, a little dance to start the episode this week, huh, Spinny? Sup, parties and hardos.
Just fitting with the
Spinny's feeling.
theme. I got a little whatever this decor is back here, and we just had to do a little dance to fit the theme.
You don't even know what it is, but it fits the theme. How does
Exactly.
that?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Exactly. You don't think about it, makes perfect sense. It's awesome.
There you go, folks. Classic Spinny logic to start this episode. Can't make that up.
I had
We're
to share
joined
it
by
from Boss, to follow your lead a little.
whatever, Spinny. We're joined by guest George. He's been with us for what, the 2 mock drafts? Have you been on
just
any
the
other
two mock
episodes?
drafts, yeah. 2 most popular.
Yeah, he was. Yes,
Ooh,
actually, our 2 most popular videos, both of our fancy basketball and football mock drafts. George is featured on that, so go check out those episodes if you still haven't somehow. God forbid, I don't know how you couldn't watch those by now. But we're actually going to talk top 10 NBA players of this season so far. Those are 2 important things to emphasize. We're not talking overall. We're not talking who we think will be the best players when the season finishes. We're not even necessarily talking MVP. So keep that in mind when you see our list, because especially my list, you're going to be a little shocked where I have Tatum. But again, we're not talking MVP. We're talking best players. I'm not putting into account, at least I don't know what George and Spinney did. I didn't really factor in winning at all. I just thought about the player, how that individual player is performing this season. That is how I made my list. My list is Luka, Giannis, Embiid, Jokic, Tatum, Curry, AD, KD, Shai Gilgeous, and Donovan Mitchell to round out my list. Honorable mentions Devin Booker and Ja Morant. George's list: Luka, Giannis, Tatum, Embiid, Jokic, KD, then AD, Curry, Shai, and Donovan Mitchell. Same honorable mentions for George as me, Ja, and Devin Booker. And Spinny, read your list off.
Oh, you can read your and George's
Hey,
list, but not my list?
I'll read the guest list. I don't need to read my co-host list. Come on, you can speak and read it out.
Woo!
Especially, you need to.
Bus
Especially,
is throwing shade already on this episode.
Early.
yeah, because you don't have Jokic in your top 10, so you need to read your top 10.
Man, this man is throwing shade already. I guess I will read my own list. Giannis, Luka, Tatum, Curry, KD, Book, Mitchell, Embiid, SGA, and Ja. Leaving out honorable mentions Anthony Davis and Nikola Jokic. Here's the thing. I'll defend my Jokic take right away because that's where we're going, right? That's what you want to talk about, Bus?
Yes, because it's definitely the most eye-opening thing on any of our 3 lists.
Here's the thing. I just feel like he's doing worse than he normally does. Maybe that's because he's shooting less compared to the last 2 seasons.
Is he though?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like his standing in points per game in the league so far in the first 30 games has been less than it usually is. Am I not wrong? Am I not wrong? Wow, that wasn't even right. Ignore my stumblings, but he's 18th right now. I feel like he's usually higher than that. Like I wanted him top 10. Is that unfair? Top 10 in scoring?
What was he last year?
It's not unfair, but to me, I don't think, you're essentially only not including him in top 10 because of the scoring output is what you're saying.
He was 10th in scoring last year.
He was 6th last year in points per game.
No, he was 10th in points.
Well, I'm looking at the list right now. I don't know what list you got. He had 27.1 points per game, which was good for 6th. In order, Embiid, Giannis, Luka, Trae Young, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Jokic.
Oh, my list includes LeBron and KD.
Got you.
That's where, and Ja.
Yeah.
LeBron, KD, and Ja on that list of inclusion.
Okay.
So.
That makes a little sense.
Either way, those 2, and then the year before that, his other MVP year, he was 9th. I have him 9th. So, yeah, I guess that's down a little bit in these first 30 games compared to what his normal average is. That's why I had him a little lower. He's not shooting as much, which I guess you can give credit to them having better players to actually shoot around him with Murray being back and such this year. I just feel like his performance is under what it usually is, but I definitely have him too low for sure. I wrote up this list and I was like, there's none of those guys that I want to put him above in performance so far this season, but it's definitely too low for the back-to-back MVP. I love those 10 guys' his performance so far this year.
That is fair. I mean, there's obviously, it's only nitpicking small differences between all these players. As I definitely noticed here, these are the same 12 players on all three of our lists. I think these are pretty clear-cut, the top 12 players in the league so far this season. So, yeah, I mean, there's really no right or wrong answer in terms of where you're going to rank these guys. But to defend Jokic a little bit, he's still at 25 points a game. Like, that's only 2 points lower than he scored last year.
True.
So I don't know if that's much difference. He's third in the league.
League's got better. He hasn't got better. So, league
has he not though? Because he's shooting more efficiently this year. He's third in the league in effective field goal. He's shooting 63% regular field goal percentage. He's first in the entire league in player efficiency.
True.
He's top 5 in assists. He's third. He's tied for 8th in rebounds. Like he's there in essentially every other stat. So that's why it was a little mind blowing to me that you didn't have it at least in your top 10 because George and I both have him in the top 5.
True.
So now I feel like maybe I'm the next one to defend something, and it's Tatum at 5. I feel like that's one of the next more eye-opening things here. Actually, before I do that, Spinny, you want to briefly mention why you left AD off your list?
Because
it's a fair reason. I just don't like it, but just so the viewers know,
it's just an exception because he just got hurt, as we all know, missed at least a month. It's like I don't even want to count these 30 games because I know he's not going to be able to stay healthy. He just hasn't shown it to me. He's shown me he hasn't been able to do it over and over again. So I wanted to put him in there so bad when we first made these lists and he was in there. And then it's just like, I just can't do it. Even though his performances have been amazing, it's like, the consistency, I just don't have any faith in it at this point.
That's fair. That is fair. The injury is definitely a concern for me or for AD, but I don't know. If we were to talk about this list 20 games from now, I'd probably take him out top 10. But if we're talking thus far, he's played enough games to get onto that list for me.
Yeah, I'm just preemptively taking him off.
Right. Totally fair. Totally fair reason. Tatum, though, for me, I had him a little lower, 5th. Again, like I said, this is an MVP list because if we were talking MVP list, I would definitely have him 1 or 2. So don't get me wrong there with Jason Tatum. He's been balling out this year. But the main reason why I have these 4 ahead of Tatum is because they all play less minutes than him. Some of them, like Jokic and Embiid, are playing like 3 or 4 less minutes than him. And they have higher field goal percentage. And other than Jokic, all those other 3 are outscoring Tatum this year on a higher field goal percentage in less minutes. So that's why that was the main nitpicky separation for me and why I had Tatum a little lower on the overall player rankings.
Embiid in 10 less games, mind you.
That's fair, but I think this balances out. I think when he reaches that game level where it's a little closer, I mean, obviously he has 10 less games. It's probably going to stay around that margin for the whole season, obviously, because barring injury to all the other players, obviously. But I can picture Embiid putting up these numbers for the rest of the season. I really can. That's why I have him so high. He's averaging 33.3, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, he's a center, and he's averaging more assists than Tatum. So that was a pretty impressive for me to be scoring 33 a game as a 7-foot center. You don't see that. Leads the league right now in scoring.
Yeah. So my reasoning for Tatum being super high, I kind of did factor in wins like somewhat because these guys are playing to win as well, not just put up stats. But the thing that I've seen from Tatum this year that I really like is like he's taking care of the ball. Like I'm seeing right now his turnover at 2.8 game. I think I saw him like 2.2 earlier this year, which is like really the only thing he has to clean up about his game. I think to be like possibly the best player in the league in the next few years. And especially in the playoff here, we saw that was like really their huge struggle, Jalen and him just not being able to take care of the ball. I mean, have like true championship point guard, but like, Tatum's kind of got to come into that role at some if he's going to be that guy. But that's one reason why I'm like in this game. I mean, I feel he's shooting like 47 right here. It says. I mean, all of these dudes shoot really good field goal percentages. Kind of like a standard of a good player in the league. Like Shai Gilgeous shooting 50% is ridiculous, I think. But that's my reason for having Tatum so high.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm sure that's. I was actually a little shocked to see Spinny have Tatum at 3. I figured you would just be a homer there and have him at 1 or 2. But I mean, it's clear Luka and Giannis are the best 2 players so far this season. I mean, all 3 of us have them as the top 2. So
Giannis is just undeniable. I feel like
Giannis is Giannis at this point. We know what he's going to do on a nightly basis.
Yep.
I guess Spinny. Why did you have Giannis 1 instead of Luka? Since George and I both have Luka as 1.
Yeah, I like the consistency factor, and again, I think they've both essentially played the same. Like Luka, obviously more assists per game, slightly more turnovers. Luka plays a few more minutes, so he's getting more of that usage rate going on as well. But my big difference was, what was I just saying? Luka Giannis comparisons. Man, I completely lost my train of thought. Wow, I can't believe I just did that.
It's hard to compare them. They're such different players, too.
Yeah. Bus, take it away here. I just completely lost my train of thought. So.
Oh, that's funny. Let's just jump. Yeah, let's jump to the bottom of the list here. I agree. Shai Gilgeous.
He's just been having a crazy season, like not out of nowhere, but like his stats are ridiculous. 50% from the field, like 31.2. I mean, just that alone is really impressive, I think. And then he's also just averaged 5 boards and 6 assists.
Yeah, right. Third in the league in scoring. Like I didn't see this from Shai this season. I definitely didn't. But obviously, with no Chet. Still not really a lot of pieces around him. He's going to have to carry the scoring load all season.
True, he does get to do whatever he wants to.
Right. That's why I had Shai a little lower on the list. Like, statistically speaking, you could make an argument for him to be up more towards that 5 to 7 range, maybe. But I noticed we all have him at 9, and I envision that's just because he's playing for the Thunder. He's allowed to get this many looks and this many points per game. But you can't deny with the efficiency. He's been doing it. Like you said, he's still shooting a 50% clip. He's just getting it done on a nightly basis. This is incredible. He's a Kentucky boy, so I obviously liked him coming in, but I will be honest, I never, ever saw him being a 30 points per game guy. I never thought this would be in his bag, but here we are in year 4 or 5, and he's getting it done. Donovan Mitchell, I also want to shout out him. This man is almost shooting at a 50, 40, 90 clip right now. He just misses it because he's shooting 89% from the free throw line. Misses it 1%, but to score 29.5 points per game, shooting 50%, 42 from 3, and 89% from the free throw line. That is absolutely incredible for Donovan Mitchell. And a lot of people questioned his fit with the Cavs, I must say. A lot of people didn't know if that would work. And he's definitely silencing the doubters so far.
Huge step up on the defensive end from Mitchell, too. You can see his engagement in Cleveland is different. Like, Mitchell's long, lanky, and athletic. Like, he can play D. You know, he is smaller, so he might get a little bit of pushed around. But, like, if he's getting after it and trying, he can play pretty good defense. And you can see that in Cleveland as opposed to the last couple of years in Utah being zero effort, like James Harden level, no defense effort from Mitchell the last couple of years. So it's encouraging to see that from him as well. And going back to my mess up from earlier, the biggest reason I have Giannis over Luka is that defensive end, because Giannis is always so impactful on that end in a way that Luka necessarily isn't. Now Luka is averaging 1.6 steals per game, so credit to him on that. But Giannis is at 1 steal and 1 block.
Yeah. I think we can all admit those steals is a stat can get skewed. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a good defender because you can just jump. You could it means you're a good off-ball defender if you're able to jump passing lanes and things like that.
It's
definitely a weird stat.
There's also an opportunity thing there too with Luka guarding ball handlers, obviously much more.
Yes, good point.
So that's also
True.
added into that statistic as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not really seeing a lot else to nitpick here, boys, unless y'all want to chime in something. I guess to finish off the segment, I for sure want Spinny to explain why he has D-Book all the way up at 6 when George and I didn't even put him in our list.
It's just been the way he's leading a team that I feel like a lot of people thought might shrink back this year. You know, Paul obviously has been okay, but not the same. Ayton was like, is he going to be healthy and trying and whatever's going on? So that's a thing I put in for Booker, and he's kept them at, 18 and 12. They're essentially, in the top 3 or 4 teams there in the West. So that has been a thing for Booker, that the reason I put him a little bit higher is I feel like there was a lot of questions going in. Also, he does not have another 20-point-a-game scorer on his team. So that's obviously a factor there as well, keeping your team at a winning pace. And the down and turnovers, Booker's been handling the ball even a little bit more. He's still only at 2.5 turnovers. And he's at almost 6 assists. So really good assist numbers compared to average for Booker so far this year. And on top of that, he's had a ton of splash games, scoring 50 a couple of times, and just adding that, like, holy crap highlight factor, which gave him a little bit of a boost as well on my list. So that's why I put Booker a little bit higher.
Those are fair reasonings. He's definitely had to step up a lot more with Chris Paul missing a good chunk of the season to start season. He's obviously back now, but that's a good point there. Do you guys have anything else you want to discuss with these top 10 players? Otherwise, we will jump to trivia. Let's do it then.
Let's get it.
Trivia it is. I'm ready to close this gap on Spinny a little more. Y'all can see it on the screen. We still didn't calculate. I'm sorry. We told y'all last episode we were going to calculate the points per appearance. But we'll get on that.
Didn't we say not the next episode? Oh, we said the next. Oh, you're right. We did.
Yeah, we did.
Oof, that's tough.
But that's okay. It's going to take Spinny and I some time to go back and, count all the appearances, especially for me and Spinny, obviously. And
we probably got 40 trivias, I bet. I bet we're close to 40 trivias between.
Right. Episode 37, we definitely threw in a couple trivias on our specials.
So, quite a bit to go through, but we'll get to it.
We'll get to it because that's going to be an interesting number to see. I'm glad you thought of that last week.
It'll be fun.
Well, let's go. Spinny, you want to ask first? We'll go you, George, me.
I like it. Who leads the NBA in steals per game?
Any player who's played a single game?
No. Let me see. Let me look at the.
I'm not gonna lie. I just looked at that when I was looking for my numbers or my questions here. So
pull up my list just to make sure we're.
I think the top guy is someone who's just like really, really random and he's hurt.
They have had to play at least 20 games. Yep, they've had to play at least 20 games.
All right, I definitely got my
leader guess. Played at least 20 games.
I really hope I had to play 20, but I'm pretty sure.
Go for it, George. I got to guess.
OG Anunoby.
Oh, that's a good guess. I'm going to go a sleeper here because I got him on fantasy team. I know he's got to be up there in top 5. And that is DeAnthony Melton.
DeAnthony Melton is number 2. OG Anunoby is number 1.
I almost had a question about DeAnthony Melton, and this is really funny.
That was a good guess, though.
All right, my easy question. Who be Bryant?
All right, you're cutting out on us, George. You gotta do something. I didn't even get your question on that one.
Damn, that's what you texted me about. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, Who drafted Kobe Bryant?
Who drafted Kobe Bryant? That was the question.
I know.
You got to answer, right, Spinny?
Yeah, I know.
The Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets.
Yep. You guys both got it.
Okay. My easy question. Who is number one in fantasy points for basketball?
Definitely got a guess of one or the other.
He's actually first in points per game and in total points. So no matter how you look at it, he's first right now.
Luka, final.
I'm going to go. Got it. Yeah, it's Luka or AD. I think it's Luka.
It's probably Jokic.
Correct. Both of y'all are right. It is
Let's
Luka. Luka is the number one overall player in fantasy. That means we got a 2-1 score entering our medium question. I was kind of nice to y'all in my medium and hard question. I'm letting y'all get some extra points potentially. So
am I.
Okay.
Question. Okay, so what guard has the most blocks per game in the NBA this season?
I got to guess.
Okay, that is for 2 points. Your extra point is you have to get exactly how many blocks per game.
I definitely got to guess.
The bonus point you're saying is blocks per game. The name is the 2 points.
The name is 2 points.
Correct.
The number exactly is the extra point.
You said guards, right?
Yep.
So, man. I feel like I should know this, but I do not. Damn it. Do you know, George? Should I guess first?
Yeah, you should probably guess first. I'm pretty sure.
And again, this is 20 games played required.
Right.
Word.
Can I ask you a position eligibility question?
No, you can't.
I'm dead.
You can't ask me that.
Well, what if
That's
I
not
guess
too much?
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, there's such a nip. You're asking about a guard. There's so many guys that are 2s and 3s, like both. Essentially, what I'm asking you, Jaylen Brown is my guess. Is that okay for a guard?
Jaylen Brown's a guard.
Okay, Jaylen Brown is my guess.
You're such a host, Vinny.
Which I don't think honestly, I don't think it's him. But Jaylen Brown's my guess at 1 point. Let's go 1.4 blocks per game.
All right, I'm gonna go SGA at 1 block per game.
Well, George gets 1 point. It is 1 block per game.
What? It's not SGA?
It is not. It is Kyrie Irving.
Oh, shit.
Kyrie Irving, 1 block per game this season, 21 games played.
But SGA is also averaging 1 block per game, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe George should get that point because he's definitely averaging a block a game. I have the stats.
I was gonna even mention that earlier when we were talking about SGA, but I just didn't get the chance to chime in.
That's the only reason why I didn't pick SGA because I was like, there's got to be someone with more than 1 block a game.
Because 1 block per game is kind of ridiculous for like a 1-2 guard, and like he's averaging
right.
Yeah, you are right. I'm saying.
But like Kyrie's probably averaging like 1.01 or some shit.
Do we go down to total blocks? Is that how we do this?
Oh my god!
You might have to. They're both averaging one block.
Right.
So
NBA total blocks.
Go Kyrie. Go Kyrie. I got
Right. How do I get the number but not the player?
So Shai has 26 blocks right now.
I feel like Shai's played like almost every game. He's got to have more.
He's got 26 blocks, and Kyrie, Spinny
22.
beats me to it. 22?
That's my guess.
Oh, that was your guess. I was like, oh, damn. Shai's got to have more, right? That's what I'm thinking, too.
I think so.
Come on, scroll down to totals.
I'm trying.
He is at, geez. Yeah, we're giving him all 3 points here, George, because he
come on.
He also just randomly guessed Kyrie Irving totals correct.
Yeah, give Spinny Meg one. He tried to like screw me over.
Kyrie has 21 blocks per game.
Word.
22 according
Oh shit.
22 according to Basketball Reference. So unless maybe that, I know they're playing right now.
Yeah.
Maybe that included one from today, I guess.
Kyrie's just out here. Damn.
So how many does Shea have?
He has 4 more blocks than Kyrie.
All right. Okay. Bad question by me. Sorry, George.
I mean,
no, you're good. You're good.
It was understandable. They literally, technically, average-wise, are the same. So, is what it is.
My medium question is who has had the most consecutive double-doubles in NBA history? Like, who has the record?
Current player in our lifetime.
I knew you were going to ask this for this. Yeah, in our lifetime.
Really?
Really.
Most consecutive or most total?
Double-doubles in a game. I feel like one of you could for sure get this. I mean, you could both get it too. But like,
I have a guess. I completely have a guess. I'm almost positive he's first in total double-doubles. Now, consecutive, I don't know. So, I might be wrong, but
one, yeah.
I do have a guess.
My original guess was Barkley, right? But that's not in our lifetime. That's why I asked that. But I'm going to say Shaq.
And Jack?
Mine is Tim Duncan.
Oh, no, it is Kevin Love.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love. He had a ridiculous season one year. I remember Connor had him in fantasy. He just went off.
What? How many?
I think it was 36 or something like that. I didn't write it down.
Yep, I was.
He just did it every single game. It was crazy.
I was correct in saying Tim Duncan has the most double-doubles in total double-doubles.
I believe
he has 841. Karl Malone's second with 814. So he has it by quite a bit. Kevin Love, interesting.
51
for K-Love.
Straight?
Like most of a season? Yeah. That's crazy.
What? Was this on the Wolves?
Or the At Cavs? Like what, 6'8"? He's really like, that's how tall he really is.
Right.
It's kind of crazy.
Was he the Cavs or Wolves?
53. Sorry.
I think that's the Wolves for sure.
Wolves.
Wow.
It was the 2010-2011 season from November 22nd to March 11th. 53 straight double-doubles.
That is very, very impressive.
George, you should have asked who was second for the hard question because that would have been a tough one.
Just say it real quick. I'm curious.
John Stockton.
Oh, wow. No one.
Points and assists.
Yeah. That's even more impressive to me.
That is more impressive.
37 straight.
Damn.
Wait, so Love had 53 straight and second is 37?
Yeah.
With assists? Wow.
Yeah, with assists.
16 more games he had a double-double?
37 is tied to between Stockton and KG. That's second.
Sick. Couple Wolves boys.
That is insanely surprising to me that the man named Wilt Chamberlain isn't on that list.
I know.
That doesn't even make any sense to me. He literally averaged like 50 and like 20 one year or some shit.
Ooh,
something ridiculous.
That article was last 25 years, so that makes sense.
Okay. I was gonna say there's no way Wilt Chamberlain.
I can't find an all-time streak. I find K Love number 1, but I can't find like a list. So if anyone else can find a list here, but
okay, well,
yeah, because Wilt holds the record.
Oh, he has the
most
actual double-doubles in a row.
The most double-doubles in a season, not in a row, but in a season is Hakeem Olajuwon was 72. 72 of the 82 games he had double-double. That is nuts.
Damn.
All right, on to my medium question here.
Yeah. According to Elias Sports Bureau, Chamberlain holds the record with 227 consecutive double-doubles from 1964 to 1967.
227. That sounds about right. Man, oh man. I'm really about to enter the what?
Did George say in our lifetime? What? How?
Oh, come on.
He said in our lifetime, but
like that was for the in our lifetime question. Honestly, I just looked it up and like it said K Love, so I was like, all right, sweet.
Okay.
I will admit, though, if you didn't say in our lifetime, I would have 100% guessed Will Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Word.
Either way, though, you were still right. In our lifetime is definitely K-Love. So whatever. I just can't believe I'm about to enter the hard round with only 1 point. So that's very disappointing
What are
for
the
me.
scores? What was your medium question?
I'm about to read it off.
Oh.
But I obviously can't score on my own, so I'm stuck at 1 point. So my medium question: if France won the World Cup today, if they would have, they would be the third repeat World Cup champion. Which country is the most recent World Cup champion? And also give you a bonus point if you can get the 2 years that they
the most
won.
recent repeat.
Recent repeat.
It's funny because I know the not most recent repeat. I know the one from the 30s, but this one's from the 60s, early 60s. The second time they beat Croatia, Czechoslovakia. They said it on the broadcast today. I hate you. Italy was the one from the 30s.
Can you just stop? I feel like you're pretty informed here. I don't know if George has a
I was just
guess.
gonna say, like, you should probably stop talking. I'm taking a shot in the dark here. Just so let me just throw out my guess because I don't watch any soccer.
Which country? And then you might as well throw out 2 years too.
Might as well, right? Yeah.
A bonus point.
Who was it?
Yeah, who was it, Spinny?
Oh, I'm so close.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw out. We're gonna go with. Probably not one of the obvious ones. Otherwise, you can Spinny would have just.
I feel like it is one of the obvious ones.
All right, fuck it, Brazil. 81 to 82.
Well, it'd be 82, 86. They're 4 years apart.
Yeah. All right, 82, 86.
Okay.
I'm saying Brazil as well. I think it's Brazil. 60 and 64. I don't know if those are even the years they had the World Cup, but we're gonna say
2
60.
points for both of you. It is Brazil.
Oh, that's
58 and 62. They repeated. Spinny, you were correct. Italy did. Italy is the third one from the 30s.
Wait,
some
I
of the
said
first
62,
World
60. Did I say 62?
You said 82.
Oh, yeah.
But it's 58, 62. Quite some time ago. So yeah, they would have been the first repeat in well over 50 years. So that would have been impressive. But shout out Argentina, champs. All right, entering the hard round. George is up 6-4 to 1. I'm screwed. I'm losing this game. Unless I go off for back-to-back hard questions here, Spinny. What do you got?
What NBA team has 2 guys in the top 5 in 3-pointers made per game? And who are those 2 guys? 1 point for the team, 1 point for each guy.
3 points.
So I'm assuming based on your other questions, we're talking at least 20 games played.
Correct.
Okay. You want to repeat the whole question again?
Let me confirm, but yes, I guess.
What was the exact wording of the question again?
This one is 18 games played, men.
It's a hard question, so I feel like it's not just like someone
18 games played, men, not 20.
Kind of clutch that I have so many stats written down for my top 10 that I can at least look at these top 10 guys' stats. So you want to repeat the question, though, please? A duo?
The duo in the top 5 in 3-pointers made per game. Team.
Both of them are in the top 5, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That's impressive. That's very impressive.
Men, 18 games played.
One of them is just going to be like a random, like, Max Strus or some shit is what I'm thinking, like, someone like that. But I don't think I can guess Tyler Hero.
Man.
Three-pointers made.
Holy moly. A point for each player and a point for the team?
Mm-hmm. 10,
Be that easy.
9, 8, 7, 6.
It is just some fast seconds here.
4, 3.
Very fast.
2.
Steph and Clay on the Warriors is a terrible guess. It's not that.
1.
That's my only guess too, but
yeah, I don't know the second guy underneath.
I'm going that too. That's my guess too. Steph, Clay, Warriors.
There's no
The
way.
answer is Portland.
Oh, it's Anthony and Dame.
Anthony and Dame.
Yep.
Damn, why did that not cross my mind at all? Shit.
I didn't cross my mind.
That wasn't that hard of a hard question, but that was solid. Like,
I thought I knew it was gonna be gettable, but it was also obscure enough that like
you might not. One that you needed a shot clock, because if we would have thought all day, I mean, we could run through the teams.
Yeah.
My first instant reaction was Buddy Hield, but I was like, no way there's another guy on Pacers in top.
He might be in there, but yeah, no fucking way.
Buddy Hield should be in there. I know he's averaging like 3.8 threes a game or something like that.
I feel like Steph has to be in there.
Top
so that's
5
why
is
like,
Steph, Dame, Anthony Simons, D. Mitch,
Strus.
And why did it?
I feel like Max Strus is randomly up there.
And Clay.
What Clay? Wait.
So we were right.
Oh. Wait.
No. Sorry.
Oh.
I messed up. Clay's 6.
I was gonna say just
Clay's 6.
Who's 5?
Why is it not loading? 5 is Desmond Bane.
Has he played 18 games though?
Oh my gosh, no, he hasn't. My question's
fraud. Yo,
fraud
2 out of 3 of them, Spinny?
I know. Because then it's Clay after that. So technically that Clay and Steph would work also.
I actually didn't think
so technically we're right. So we get 3 points. So George and I both get 3 points.
I mean, I guess.
Literally,
yeah.
That's
kind of funny that Clay was just the 5th friend.
Man, can we just call this the Dylan Chokes episode?
Should we just start over?
Like this is where this needs to be.
No, we need to call this the freaking George Sletta episode because this man has 10 points right now.
Let's go. That one was just such a guess too.
I don't know if I've ever kept track of most points in a single trivia, but this is up there. No doubt, especially for only 3-man trivia. All right, what's your hard question?
All right, I'll give you a little bit of time for this one, but it's a specific stat line from a player this year. You just have to name the player.
Okay.
20.9 points per game. I'll repeat it if you want. 1.7 steals per game. 5.2 rebounds per game. 2.43 game, and only 1.2 turnovers. So I'll read it again.
1.2 turnovers?
Only 1.2 turnovers. Should give you like some.
Damn.
So 20.9 points per game, 1.7 steals per game, 5.2 rebounds, and 2.4 threes with only 1.2 turnovers.
How many points? 29?
20.9, sorry.
20.9.
So 21.
Oh, okay. I was like 29? Holy. Okay, 20.9.
Okay.
Can you read it one more time?
I'll give you one hint. The team that he's on has been discussed on this pod. This specific one. It has been talked about. We talked about a lot of teams, but still.
Can you repeat it again?
Yep. 29 points per game, 1.7 steals, 5.2 boards, 2.4 triples, and 1.2 turnovers. It's a hard question, so he's random-ish. One of my boys.
Okay, and we
one of your boys?
Pod.
A player that I like. Yeah.
I was gonna say I had a guess
on this pod.
I had a guess in my mind, but now you say one of my boys. I almost think this is a lock.
Who said it, George? Who said it?
Who mentioned it? Too many questions.
Come on, who said it?
No more. I agree.
All right. No.
Okay, it's George's boy, so it's got to be a Charlotte player. Who's on Charlotte, averaging 20.9 per game? Who's even played? They got some rank. Who's the leading scorer on Charlotte this year?
I'm not answering any more questions.
Yeah, Spinny, come on.
I'm not asking George. I'm just asking.
Okay.
I'm just questioning.
You just
Give
gonna
us
sit
a
on the Hornets? I got lots of boys.
Like Gordon Hayward.
Let's get a countdown here. We've been on this one.
I think Jack might know it actually. Yeah.
I have a guess. I'm almost positive.
10.
All right, I'm guessing a Hornets player.
9,
So
8.
Go,
7.
Spinny.
Kelly Oubre.
Kelly Oubre, final answer.
Damn, I shouldn't have said the team thing. You guys both got it.
That's what I'm saying. When you said my guy, I was like, oh,
I didn't think that would just give away the team. Like, I like a lot of players. Fuck.
You said limit. Okay, so he was a shooter. Why I thought Kelly Oubre. Yeah. I knew he was scoring well this year. I knew he had to be at least 20.
Yep.
He's a shooter, so 2 whatever threes a game. That right. And the limited turnovers immediately stood out to me because I was like, okay, this is a wing who's not a ball dominant player.
Right, just a fucking shooter. Yep.
Yeah.
Like Mikal Bridges or something. Yep. You guys got it.
Yeah, this is a very high scoring game. Spinny is screwed either way. He at best can tie you, George. But George has 10 points, which I just looked is tied for the most points ever in a trivia battle.
I'm going for the.
So you're going for the record here, George.
Oh Jesus.
Spinny, you're at 7. I'm also at 7. So 24 total points in this game. Crazy. My hard question here: 1 point per thing you name. So you could get. I mean, you can get 1 point, you get 2, you get 3, whatever. Man, I might even feel nice and let you name more than 3 if you want bonus points. We're going back to soccer.
Soccer?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, come on. The World Cup just finished. Messi, the GOAT, is the leader in a lot of World Cup records. You need to name 3 of the World Cup records that Messi holds. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 records he holds. Name 3 of them.
It's not goals scored for sure.
All right, I feel like I should probably go first.
He's not even the current. I'm gonna give George a hint. He's not even the current active leader in World Cup goals scored, so it's definitely not that.
It's just for World Cup, is what you're saying, records?
Just World Cup. Yep.
Okay. 3 of them. All right, let me just list off 3 real quick. Damn. Minutes played. That's one of them. And I'm gonna go with assists per total assists, and I'm gonna go with wins. Fuck, I don't know.
Wins. Okay.
I have no idea how you have that many records for a soccer player. Like what?
Yeah, like are there examples of like I don't even know soccer stats.
I was gonna say like can it be like random stuff like
2 of them aren't stats, they're awards.
I don't know any awards.
Okay,
those are my guys.
Which I don't think helps you guys at all.
I'm gonna say most golden boots. I'm pretty sure that's what those are called. Pretty sure that's the World Cup player.
George had minutes, assists, and wins.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Golden Boot Awards. I think that's what it's called. The Player of the Tournament Awards. I'm gonna go matches played.
So games played? Come on, it's the same thing, right?
I was gonna say matches played and minutes played, but those are my 3.
Well, I'll give you 2 points. You were quite specific enough with the first guess.
No way! You cannot.
I'm not giving it to you.
What?
No. It's not the golden boot. It's the golden ball.
No,
that's definitely different. That's definitely different. That's definitely different.
Player of the Tournament Award. I said Player of the Tournament Award.
I need the name of the award.
No, you don't need
You shouldn't have even said golden boot.
BS.
100%. No, it's not BS. You get 2 points. games. He is the.
I said what the award was, and I
doesn't matter.
The name by 3 letters.
Doesn't matter.
You're not gonna say you got the first letter right. Come on.
Yeah, come on. You can't. Come on. No.
By 3
you
letters.
Got games. He has the record for most games played in the World Cup. He has the record for most minutes played in the World Cup. Those are correct. I'm giving you 2 points for that. It doesn't matter anyway. I don't know why you're so mad. George got one of those right. So George wins no matter what.
You kind of needed to guess 3 that weren't mine to technically tie.
True.
Yeah.
So that means I'm the loser. I had 7 points. Spinny had 9. George has 11.
10.
No, you have 9. You have 9 points.
I would have gave that to anyone.
There's no. We're not awarding.
You said golden boot.
Yeah, it's got to be the golden ball. Come on.
Okay.
The other ones he is the record holder in is man of the match, goals plus assists. So you were close there, George. Oh yeah, should I give George the points since he had half that question right, Spinny, then, or what?
Half is not 80%.
This guy, George, can't make this up. Chances created, which, man,
that's
idea
an interesting.
I didn't even know that was a stat.
That is a very interesting one.
Know it was a stat.
And listen to this last one. Take-ons completed. Another stat. I have no idea what the hell that is. But
what does that
those
mean?
are the 8. Wow, congrats. That was a crazy game. Spinny had the 3rd most points ever right there. George had the most. Crazy.
You want to hear another crazy World Cup stat?
Yes.
Who do you think has the most active? Who's the active leader in goals currently? Active player leader, goals in a World Cup.
In a single World Cup?
No, total World Cup goals. Leader of total World Cup goals.
No.
Well, I know Messi's 3rd because when I looked it up earlier, he had 13 goals. I remember. Are you sure there was an active player with more?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm saying who is the active leader?
Like an active player.
Yes.
I'm literally looking at the list right now. It's literally Messi. So unless this Germany guy is still playing. Is this Miroslav Klose guy still a player? I know he played in the 2014 tournament, it says. He hasn't played since then.
Oh, yep, I messed it up.
You were talking. Wow, Spinny is just messing everything up.
Messi had 2 goals today.
Messi had 2 goals today, correct?
Okay, and I thought it was Mbappe, but Mbappe has 12, and Messi has 13.
Yeah. Messi has, Mbappe is definitely at a way higher pace.
My only point is Mbappe is 23, turns 24. He turns 24 in 2 days, and he has 12 World Cup goals. He's
2nd in active players.
Yeah.
12 goals in 14 games, literally.
Yeah, 12 goals in 14 games in the World Cup.
God damn. I have heard of him.
3 goals today.
3?
3. Hat trick today.
All right, this is obviously a little skewed because this guy only played in the 1958 tournament. But this guy, Just Fontaine for France, had 13 goals in 6 games in 1958. Those are the only 6 games he played in the World Cup. He had 13 goals. That's impressive.
Just going dummy.
Yeah. Well, George, I think we extended this longer than we maybe intended, but that's okay. We love having our guests on here.
Thanks for having me on. I enjoyed it. I'm a big
guy
for the pod. So
now you can go talk smack to Mike Brown and Forbrook. You were the best guest we've ever had.
Best on this. Let's go.
So
all right,
you got some bragging rights there. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Definitely catch you guys later.
Peace.
Hardies and Hardos, I just want to give you a quick apology today for my crappy stat taking. We messed up so many today. In future, we will not shit the bed, for lack of a better term, on our stat and note taking. That is my bad, and we will be better in future.
That's hilarious. Oh man. Every trivia question we're correcting you. Actually, Spinny,
Yeah,
Korean Clay and the Warriors is correct. Yeah, just
that's all I got
that's
on that one.
all you can do. Yep. Well, finish this episode off. We're gonna run through some NFL Week 15 topics along with some general breaking headlines. Spinny, what are some games from this weekend? Obviously, we'll get to the Vikings game. Other than the Vikings game here, so far, we're recording here at 7:30 p.m. Sunday Night Football is about to start, so we've essentially watched every game so far. Spinny, I know you're busy today coming back from your volleyball tournament, but what game stood out to you?
Well, don't tell the authorities, but Mariah and I both had our phones streaming games today. So we had Red Zone on in the early window, and then we watched Jags Cowboys. That was an amazing game. Cowboys ending it with the overtime pick six, big comeback. Trevor Lawrence, man, what did I tell you? What did I tell you about? Give him a season with a real coach and a real system, and we'll see what we can get. He has looked amazing like the last 3 weeks. Today, 27 for 42, 318, and 4 touchdowns. Wonderful performance this week from Lawrence.
Career high 4 touchdowns.
Yep. Last week against Tennessee, 368 and 3 touchdowns, no picks. He had a bad game against Detroit, but then the week before that against Baltimore is a great defense. 29 for 37, 321, 3 tutties, no picks. Today was the first pick he's thrown in the last 5 weeks. Just really looking good so far. Lawrence right now, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,200 yards. So we're looking at about 4,000 yards, around 25 touchdowns, 8 picks for Lawrence this year. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I remember me and you both were saying maybe they're maybe 1 year away from, making playoffs, making that true leap, but he's already shown us more this year than we even thought he was about to show us. So yeah, definitely very impressed with Trevor Lawrence. And this is it going forward. I can't remember which analyst was saying that today, but they put it right on the nose. They essentially said the main reason why he struggled last year is just because of the dysfunction of the Jags, led by man, I don't even want to say his name, the freaking bum ass coach Urban Meyer. I mean that's it. You throw in Doug Peterson and look how much better they are. It's crazy. I guess another thing I want to bring up from this week: Lions found a way to win again. They beat the Jets on the road. 7-7 now. Spinny was at 5-6 straight wins or something like that. Is this team going to make playoffs? They might. Damn, it's crazy to say. They actually might.
Right now, they're tied with Seattle for the 8 seed. It's going to be hard for them because
who's 7? Which NFC East? Giants or Commanders? Or they're tied?
They're tied. They're tied at 6 and 7. 6 is Washington. 7 is the Giants. Both 7-5-1. So both those teams only have 5 losses and have the same number of wins as Seattle and Detroit, but Seattle and Detroit have 7 losses. So it's going to be tough.
As we said last episode, that tie is going to help one of those teams out.
Both of those teams out potentially, and it's 0-0 right now in the first quarter of that game. Those two are playing each other currently.
Yeah,
but Detroit could make it. Detroit has a shot. It's just numbers wise, it looks like potential. Like the most likely outcome right now would be Dallas, Washington, and the Giants as the 3 wildcard teams, and all 4 NFC East teams making it. That'd be great.
That would be insane, especially since I definitely gave the Giants and Commanders no love at all coming into this season. So that would be nuts if they actually stay in this playoff picture.
But also, given what we're looking at right now, I also think that guarantees Minnesota and the 49ers wins in the first round. There's no chance do I think Washington or the Giants can go on the road and beat either of those teams.
I really don't think so either. I'm agreeing with you there. It would take a miracle for those teams to lose. Straight choke fest. That's for sure. I don't want to jump to the Vikes just yet.
Well, we can talk about.
How about before I just want to quickly mention, because I don't think we actually even said it. This Jags-Cowboys game ended in a pick 6 in overtime.
Yeah, it did.
So
that was nutty.
Crazy ending. Another crazy ending. This Raiders-Patriots game, 3 o'clock game. Oh my gosh! If you guys didn't see the ending of this game, please go watch a video of it. It is ridiculous. They were down 7. The Raiders were, that is, and with a couple minutes left in the game, whatever. The Raiders score a touchdown with 32 seconds left in the game to tie it. They kick it off to the Patriots, right? Patriots are driving, trying to get in field goal range. I see they're running a play at about the 40-yard line or so with a couple seconds left. And Jacoby Myers has the ball. And for some reason, remember, this is a tied game. For some reason, Jacoby Myers laterals the ball like a solid 15, 20 yards backwards. They didn't need to try to win the game. He literally lateraled it for zero reason whatsoever. The ball was scooped up by the Raiders and housed 46, 48 yards, whatever it was, to win the game as time expired. He lateraled it with about 2 or 3 seconds left on the clock, and they picked it up with 0 on the clock and housed it. I don't know what the hell Jacoby Myers was thinking. That is one of the worst plays from that end. And then from the other side of things, one of the craziest ways to end a game that I've seen. So shout out to the Raiders for sticking together and somehow pulling out that W.
Yeah, I cannot believe the Patriots choke job there, but Ramondre got me my points, so that's all we care about in that game. Another game I did want to mention was Bears-Eagles, and that's just because of Justin Fields. Did you see that Justin Fields run?
Insane.
Oh my goodness!
Too bad that he stepped out, because if that was a touchdown, that might have been the best QB run I've ever seen.
That was nuts. But Fields had 95 yards rushing today, which gave him exactly 1,000 on the season so far. So 1,000 yards rushing in 14 games for Justin Fields. And along with that, he has added almost 2,000 yards passing. So we're looking at almost 3,000 total combined yards from Fields this year, as well as, sorry, I'm just pulling up his rushing touchdowns number here. So 21 total touchdowns and 3,000 total yards for Fields this year with the dog crap.
I was gonna say those are pretty damn respectable numbers for a 3-win team with absolutely 0 wide receivers to throw the ball to.
And that's in 13 games played as well. So
exactly. So I hate to shout out the Bears. I honestly even hate the Bears more than the Packers. But
why?
Justin Fields,
that's the
I don't know.
Thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's very dumb. I agree, but that's just how it's been. I just hate the Bears. Just can't stand them. One last game I do want to bring up, and it's mainly just about the freaking Bengals, is the Bengals-Bucks. They were down 17-0, ended up winning 34-23, outscored them 34-6 the rest of the game from the 17-0 point. These Bengals, man, they are legit. I was high on them coming into the season, and they're playing well. I was shocked that they kept it going with Jamar Chase out. I really am. They're 10-4 now. Spinny, is this a team that is firmly entrenched as one of the Super Bowl contenders from the AFC?
For sure. I mean, they have done good enough on defense to be respectable, and that's all they've needed to do. Right now, they are 11th in points scored per game, giving up only 20.4 points per game on defense. So when you're giving up that low 20s number and your offense is scoring 25.8 points per game, it's just makes for some good. I mean, then we know their offense is explosive. We know with Burrow and those weapons, and the line's been improved, and Burrow's just got big balls. I don't know how else to say it. He just doesn't matter. It's just he's in it. He's just
big balls Burrow.
Literally, this man is better than I thought he was ever going to be, and he's carrying a team that maybe he shouldn't have been carrying last year, and now they've really put it all together, and they're scary. They're a real, 3-0 this calendar year against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like, we know what they can do. They're going to be dangerous.
Are you putting them one? Are we still? I know you're really high on the Chiefs. You still like the Chiefs as the right now number one favorite.
Yes,
they were close with Texans today. Went to OT with a 1-1
Bengals, Bills, AFC order for me.
I think I can get behind that now. I'm starting to fall back a little bit on the Bills. They haven't been playing well. Josh Allen has not been playing very well.
The last month has been bad for Josh Allen.
Yeah, statistically speaking, if you look at his overall stat line, it's one of the worst he's had since I think that I saw. God, again, I can't remember. It was Nick Wright saying this, but it was on Colin Cowherd's show. That's what it was. It was randomly on TV when I walked into my house today, and I heard Nick Wright saying that this is the worst statistic season for Josh Allen since his second year, which I didn't look up the stats to see if that was completely accurate. But based on how they've been playing these last month or so, I definitely could see that statement being accurate. So,
well, yeah,
Bills, I don't know.
Let's look. Last games for Allen before today. Jets, 147 yards, passer rating of 86. Game before, 223 yards, passer rating of 106. Game before that, 253 yards and a pick, rating of 80. Game before that, 197 yards, only one touchdown, passer rating of 99. So again, just not bad numbers, but not Josh Allen MVP where we've seen numbers.
Yes.
And this doesn't include fumbles, and that's one area that he's had a few of in the last few weeks as well that's been highly impactful towards this team. So turnovers have been a big issue for Allen this year. He has 11 interceptions, as well as, I wish I had the fumble. I cannot find the fumble numbers right now, but he also has a variety of fumbles. So too many turnovers for Allen, as well as not quite the offensive production we're used to.
Yeah, so since looking at his game by game here as well, essentially since October 30th versus the Packers, he's only gone over 250 yards twice. That was this week against the Dolphins, and in November 13th against your Minnesota Vikings, he had 330 yards. But he had only one touchdown. One touchdown and two picks, two fumbles, like you just mentioned as well. So, yeah, I mean, in that same stretch since October 30th, he only has 13 pass touchdowns and 7 interceptions. And like you said, probably close to 7 fumbles as well. So, essentially even turnover and touchdown-wise. I don't know. It's kind of weird to see Josh Allen do this, but they're still winning, I guess. I mean, they're still what? Do they have 11 wins? 11-3?
Yeah, they're 11.
Yeah.
Or they're 10-3. Josh Allen has 12 fumbles this year.
12
fumbles. League leader Matt Ryan 15, Justin Fields 13, Josh Allen 12. Those are the top 3.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, to close up NFL here, let's jump to this wild Vikings game.
Yeah, we buried the lead again on this one, but
that's okay. I like to save our team for last. That's just kind of how I like to do it. But you're right, man. What the hell happened there? I don't want to comment too much on the exact plays, so maybe you want to speak more on it, because I had a game. We played at 2:00, so warm-ups happened. They start warming up at like 12:30. So I didn't essentially watch a second of this game. I went into locker room before the game, and we were down 33-0. And I look at my phone after the game, and it's 36-36, and we're heading to overtime. I was like, what is going on? I have 15 messages from my roommate. I have another 30 messages in group chats just freaking out. Like, I have Bleacher Report and like ESPN type notifications blowing up my phone. It was insane. I know there was a couple, for sure 2 plays that were touchdowns that were called back. Spinny, you want to speak a little more on those plays?
Well, the first half was just turnovers. 2-1, 4th and 1 on our own, like 30-35 that we didn't get.
And then the next possession, we tried a fake punt, right?
Yeah, the fake punt. We had Delvin's only real good play in the first half was Delvin's big run, and then he fumbled immediately on the next play. What was the other turnover in the first half? There's one more that I'm missing. Kirk
pick six.
Have a pick? Oh yeah, Kirk's pick 6. Yeah. So that was a lot of it. That their average starting field position on those, like they had 20 points off turnovers of their first 23 points. So
literally,
we were just giving it to them at the beginning, and we couldn't get anything going. Our O-line was again not performing like it should. Their D-line was looking ridiculous, and we just were making stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes. Yeah, and then we just got after it. I mean, we know what our offense can do, but I want to fire at Donatel at halftime. But this man, for once in his bleeping life, actually
made
blitzed
an adjustment
in the second half.
And he made an adjustment.
He blitzed and covered the short ball. We took away Matt Ryan's dink and dunk and blitzed.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh. We didn't give a quarterback that can only throw it 6 yards, only 6-yard throws. We actually made him throw it deep. Oh, it's so.
The adjustment was there. Finally.
It's probably because O'Connell walked in and said, if you don't adjust, I'm going to fire you right now.
Yeah. I won't even let you finish this damn game.
No, just go home. Justin Jefferson's amazing. The second half, just lots of KJ had the game of his life. We just were doing things well. Our offense was clicking. We were moving the ball good. We got it to 21. Yeah, it was just moving the ball. We got a turnover as well there from, or did we get a turnover? How did we go?
I'm talking more about these overturned fumbles that were housed.
Oh, you're talking about the Sullivan plays. Yes. Two plays blown dead.
2 of them.
Yes.
And both of them were clear fumbles.
I tweeted right away post second fumble. I'm going to read my tweet because I don't think I could say it any more than I did right at the time. 3:05 p.m. on Saturday. Sullivan getting screwed twice in one game. Literally so bad of officiating, it's comical at this point. That is just the way to describe it. It was just unbelievable. And despite that, we came all the way back, tied the game. We made a mistake and got a 3-and-out right away, gave it back to him. We got the ball back with, how much time was left? Probably like 2 minutes, I think. Yeah, 2 minutes left in the fourth. We get it back. I'm like, okay, we're going to, dink and dunk it down there, and it's going to be crazy at the end. We're going to have to get a 2-point conversion with 1 second, and it's going to be classic Vikings, so we're probably going to miss it and lose 36-34. That's what went through my head right away. And then Dalvin Cook pops off the coolest play of the game, 64.
Dalvin says, nope.
Down. But then we couldn't finish it off. They had a chance. We had a chance. Couldn't really get anything done there. Goes to overtime. And again, overtime is just like a drive down the field, make a mistake. Drive down the field, get out. Drive down the field, miss a field goal. Whatever. Just multiple, just like drive a little bit, not be able to do stuff. And we just squeaked it out at the end, got it down there, and got Greg in a position to kick a field goal.
I entered the fourth quarter down 36-14. We scored 22 points. Outscored them 22-0 in the fourth quarter. Very, very impressive second half of the Vikings.
And
we don't want to see this deficit ever, especially to a team like the Colts. But it takes some sort of good team to be able to stick together, make changes, believe, and then actually do it and make this comeback. Largest comeback ever, for those that don't know.
Like P2 said, just got to score 5 tutties.
Yeah, I can't believe he actually literally said that.
Yep. And
that's some great leadership, though.
Huge credit to the defense. The defense is the ones that stepped up and made it all possible. Because, we knew the offense could do that. We've seen it, maybe not quite to this extent, but we've seen it this season when it's on how well it can work. But the defense we haven't really seen at that level, and they really showed it in the second half. One thing I do want to say on the other side, me included, and I can't remember your takes, so I'm not going to comment on. I'm just going to comment on mine. We were right about Jeff Saturday, by the way. He got one win against the Raiders. We've seen the ups and downs of the Raiders since then, but they gave up 30 points to 30-0 to Dallas in the third quarter last week, and then gave up the biggest comeback in NFL history this week. So think we kind of are on the realm of understanding what the Jeff Saturday coaching ability looks like.
It's just crazy what they've done under Saturday to give up 30 points. It was an actual game against the boys. They could have almost won, and then they just gave up 30
down by
freaking
2
points.
entering the fourth.
Yeah, and they just gave up 30 points, and then, yeah, like you said, obviously gave up the biggest comeback in NFL history, including 22 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah, not good look for Jeff Saturday.
Also the choke at the end of the game against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Well, that was 2 weeks before, and they lost to the Steelers.
Yeah,
the Steelers one was in between, but the Steelers pretty much outplayed them most of that game. But the Eagles won, the Cowboys won, and the Vikings won. They should have at least won 2 out of those 3 games. Instead, they lost all 3. Crazy,
insane. It is insane. Colts definitely been one of the bigger disappointments of the season. That's for sure. I do want to Spinny. We'll finish off with some quick headlines, run through them, but we might as well predict the only remaining game of Week 15: Rams-Packers tomorrow night in Green Bay. I think Packers are going to win this game. I do think it's going to be probably a sloppy, semi-low scoring game. I'm going to take the Packers 20-13.
Yeah, I got Packers D in my most cared about fantasy football league, so I'm going to go fantasy over reality on this one, and we're going to take the Packers like 17-10.
Yeah, I definitely anticipate a sloppy, low-scoring game, given what we've seen from these two teams so far. Now on to our breaking headlines to finish this episode. As we've already discussed during trivia, Argentina finished off the World Cup. This is number 2 for Messi, right? They won.
Really?
This is no. I think you're right. I think
this is Messi's first World Cup, I believe.
But this is his first, or this was his second final, though. Correct? I swear he's at least. Yeah. Okay, that's what it was then. So yeah, this is essentially the only thing he was missing from his resume was a World Cup championship. Everywhere I'm seeing, I've always been slightly more of a Ronaldo guy over Messi, but at this point, I don't really know if you can argue against Messi. I mean, he's got everything you want in a GOAT. And again, this is coming from a guy who doesn't really know shit about soccer. So take that for how you want it. But from what I've seen on social media, other people who actually follow the sport, super into it, whatever, are like, this is a no-brainer. Messi is like the GOAT. Like, this has solidified him as the GOAT. He's got literally everything. So yeah, it's crazy. They won. And from everything I've seen, I didn't actually watch a game this morning. It was 3-3, and they won 4-2 in penalty kicks to end it.
Oh, they were up 2-0 in the 80th, in like the 75th minute. Mbappe
Argentina
scored.
Was?
No, yeah, Argentina was. France scored twice in like 5 minutes, tied it at 2. They went all the way through stoppage, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I think it was 2-2. And then Argentina scored first again they did do 2 15-minute overtimes.
Yeah.
Argentina scored first in that, and then Mbappe scored his third to tie it up, like at the end of that time there. And then they went through all that, played almost 140 minutes, and had to go to penalty kicks.
Yeah, well, Argentina finished it off 4-2. Everything I've seen online is a lot of people saying this is one of the best soccer match they've watched. So I should probably go back and watch this game in a couple of days from now. But
Mbappe scoring in the 80th and the 81st minute,
and then in like the
80th was a penalty kick, and the 118th was a penalty kick. So 2 of the 3 are penalty kicks. Messi also had a penalty kick for one of his too. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Messi solidified the GOAT, but Mbappe, well on his way to be in the conversation. Be 23 years old and only 1 goal less than Messi in World Cups.
1 goal less than Messi in World Cups, and 2 World Cup finals, and a World Cup winner already.
And yes, and Messi has played in 4 World Cup totals. Mbappe's only played in 2, and he's made the final in both of them.
Yeah.
Insane. 23 years old. This man. Ridiculous. Now on to some disheartening news. College football coach Mike Leach passed away on December 12th. So, almost a week ago now at this point. Heart attack, complications due to a heart attack. He was hospitalized for a day, maybe 2 days, and then ended up dying from the complications due to the heart attack. 61-year-old. So, this is always sad to see, especially something like that, heart attack. This is a man, he had Mississippi State rolling this year. They were a pretty solid team. Who's their quarterback? Will. Yeah, I can't remember his name. He was balling this year. This is a sad loss for college football fans, that's for sure.
Yeah, Mike Leach, lots of history in college football. A lot of hate towards him as a coach. A lot of love, a lot of hate. He was kind of one of those guys, but the people close to him and everyone that you see on Twitter that has had personal experiences with him really sings his praises. And so shout out to him and thoughts, and if you're the prayerful type, prayers to his family.
Yep. Rest in peace, Mike Leach. Chris Beard arrested for felony domestic violence. He's suspended without pay until further notice. I would assume he's going to be suspended until this is all cleared up, which could be through the rest of the season, as we know how the court system works. Assault by strangulation, family violence, Spinny. That essentially means he strangled one of his family members. That's why he was arrested. Not a good look. I don't know any more information on that. I don't think any other information other than that's been released, as far as I know. So definitely a story to follow here. Terrible look for Chris Beard. And if this stuff is true, 100% deserves to be fired immediately.
Yeah, I hope it's not true for the sake of the victims or survivors involved. But yeah, it's a terrible story. It's horrible. Again, he should never have anything above a minimum wage job ever again if this is true. And I hope that's even close to a punishment worthy of what he did if it's true. But it's terrible. And I hope we can get the real details and figure it out soon.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Last couple headlines here we're going to talk about. Just some more MLB free agency news since we last discussed. There were a couple guys, Dansby, Rodon, and Chris Bassett mainly. I know we talked about those three guys all signed. The other main one was Benintendi. Andrew Benintendi also signed. So Dansby Swanson, 7 years, $177 million. That's $25 million AAV, annual average value. With the Cubs, Carlos Rodon, 6 years, $162 with the Yankees. That's $27 million a year. Benintendi, 5 years, $75 million, $15 million a year there. With the White Sox, boo. And Chris Bassett, 3 years, $63 million, $21 a year for the Blue Jays. Great signing. I like that one for the Blue Jays. Their starting rotation is deep. They got Jose Barrios as their fourth starter now.
Yeah, really deep rotation for them. What, you didn't want to talk about the biggest signing of all?
Hey,
Mr. Joey G, or what?
I was going to say, I wrote it down here. I was going to get into it. Before, I'll just say it. Twins, we signed Christian Vasquez, catcher, 3 years, $30 million. And Joey Gallo, 1 year, $11 million deal. Spinny, what are your thoughts about these two splash signings by the Twins? And also us striking out not only on our main guys, Carlos Correa, whatever, but also couldn't get Dansby, couldn't get Rodon, couldn't get Bassett. All three of guys who we were rumored to be talking with and had submitted final offers to.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, it's tough to get people to come here. I get it. Like I said, I wouldn't have overpaid for Correa, but I feel like those other ones got reasonable deals that the Twins should have offered at least around that same number. But again, Chicago and the Yankees and Toronto, three of the top 10 markets in the league, and Twins just haven't been able to compete with that, at least in recent years.
It's just so disheartening from a fan's perspective, though. Like,
definitely.
This is the best you can frickin' do is Christian Vasquez and Joey Gallo. Like, at some point, you have to overpay and at least land somebody. Like, the deals we offered, I saw. I don't know about Bassett's. I didn't see a final offer that we sent him, but I know for a fact the Rodon and Dansby final deals we sent them were both higher AAVs than what they currently signed, but were shorter deals. Yep. So Dansby and Rodon obviously place more value on that long-term security, as you should. So it's tough. I don't know why we couldn't just budge and give them another year or two, especially guys like that who are obviously good players. So it's very disheartening as a fan. Vasquez, Gallo, those are completely irrelevant signings to me.
And another lefty outfielder?
Right, another lefty outfielder?
Why?
Wow. Sweet.
Why?
Sweet.
Sense.
Yeah. Jim Pohlad, all the Pohlads, come on, open your freaking checkbook. Go pay
off. Sell the blanking team.
Yeah, or sell the team. If you're not even going to try to compete, like I tweeted when I saw these signings of Dansby and Rodon. I was like, oh, well, glad to see 100 days before opening day, we've already gave up and cashed in on the season. Like, seriously, though. Like, we're not even attempting to compete.
No.
We haven't signed a pitcher yet. We haven't made any trades. We have been rumored for Correa, Dansby, et cetera. Couldn't land a single player.
Team that didn't even make the playoffs last year, and we lost our probably second best player. So that's always fun.
Man, I just don't know. The Twins are more frustrating to me, at least right now, than the Wolves and the Vikings, and that's crazy to even say because all Minnesota sports are been very depressing these last couple of years. But
yeah, we're in a hard spot.
We haven't even seen a freaking playoff win by the damn Twins. Are you kidding me? God.
Facts.
All right. I could rant on and on and on about these Minnesota Twins and how much they piss me off, but we'll get y'all on the road. We appreciate you guys stepping in, listening. Definitely drop comments on our top 10s. I definitely want to hear what you guys think.
Facts.
Like I said earlier, and Spinny and George agreed, those are the top 12 in our eyes. So if you guys think anyone else belongs in that top 12, definitely drop comments. I want to hear what you guys think.
Agreed. And Texas volleyball winning the national championship. I got the pleasure of being there. Cool scene, cool atmosphere.
What was the final?
I know you
posted. It was 3-0. It was.
Yeah. Texas just stacked team everywhere. Best outside hitter, player of the year, Logan Eggleston. Zoe Fleck looked amazing. Best libero I've ever seen back there. So
were they even close?
One close set. The other two not really close. We kind of knew going in the San Diego and Texas winner was probably going to beat Pitt or Louisville, just the matchup wise, how it looked. But yeah, good for them. Lots of seniors and grad transfer players. Texas really proved the transfer portal situation this year. They got Madison Skinner. They're probably their third best player was a Kentucky transfer. She won the national title with them in 2020. And then won again.
So you got 2 rings?
2 rings with 2 different schools. But multiple Zoe Fleck, the UCLA transfer portal. Lots of transfer portal impact for Texas. It really kind of shows what can be done using the portal. So cool moments there. Yeah, pleasure to be there. And if you haven't checked it out, check it out, especially for our March Madness basketball type fans too. It's a very similar environment, kind of cool situation.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate y'all listening in, and we'll actually most likely be dropping an episode again later this week. So stay tuned. If we end up not, we'll obviously keep y'all updated on the socials. So be on the lookout for that.
Yepers. Hug your friends and family.
Hug them all.
We love y'all. Commanders?
That's what you want? All right. I'm behind it. Go Commanders. Since we play the Giants. Since we play the Giants next week, I'm going to say go Commanders too.
Thanks.
All right, let's get it. See ya.